Okay, let me tell you a little story about the nightclub. Now, this is a very important, story because where this is coming from, what gang has been doing ever since the diss between 50 Cent and Ja Rule beforehand. All right. First of all, the guy my kind of lessons, right? So I told you already, before Gangsta makes a plan, he has to make sure he has cake. And what is cake? Cake is when you're safe mentally appearing for you to do a transaction to another human when the government makes it even. Okay, in terms of intellect. Now, when it comes to it, right? The reason why you need to understand is that what a gang did, it was that one girl, okay? I don't know if it was exactly the same girl from Verizon Wireless, but what she did, right, is that she puts this principle, okay? So I'm gonna flat out fucking say it. When people got mad, I mean gang members got mad, gang members got really mad because I surpassed Sabo in the street people, alright? So when that happens, right, you need to understand that literally, they got mad. They want to justify. He's like, that was me rapping out there. That was us Bloods, literally. That sorry Carlos and Cardi Billy, that's Bloods. This, and that. Literally, so what happened, all right, is that a path got crossed, all right, and how badly they got crossed, okay? Because think about it, all right? The reason why I'm doing that is because I've proven that a human has to be, comfortable to a certain extent. They can't just be like my family that doesn't provide this, and that. I'm like, well, that's why they're family. That's why you can't, beggars can't be choosers, okay? Now, what comes down to it, when I think about this shit, right? What she does is she graphies my verse, literally. But what I told her over time is that you sneak in his. All right? You sneak in Lily the heart after lying with my shit. So what they said, right? Lily was they want to live in a world that justified me getting past straight people and ignored the social problem. Lily obviously blame rape. I'm like, you can't come at a lower class or a higher weight class, Lily, and try to make more sense, okay? It's true. It's true. It's just like, now, to be upfront with the situation, all right? Now, after that happened, okay, because of that logic, right? Because she kept on, using gods and get her pets irregularly, right? So what I knew what was gonna happen ever since then, me and Nikki had the countdown. Okay, so she didn't believe this. She believed, gangsters do this and that. I'm like, as soon as your mind clicks two together, where I've been telling people, because the same reason why shit is why literally people are okay if you're not getting anything, because you don't want anything, so you don't fight for anything, all right? So what literally what was happening is every time I told them how to play off society with no emphasis, all right, they use the same bin that won at, Alpha and Mega, literally to fucking try to follow me for crime. Literally, they had so much fucking shit stacked up. Yeah, so much domestic violence and stacked up in crime that literally, if they got past one, they would use the other one to set me up, all right? It's so fucking delusional. Literally, people really held on to his shit like a cartoon. Oh, that's because Eric says it, this, and that. They literally said that shit, all right? They literally went about that, okay? They literally did that over having common sense, literally, which is what, a Devario is. Somebody wanting a human to love you, past common sense, and that's what I recognize, why, back in high school was rape, all right? Literally, because only somebody, literally, who puts his hands on you, literally, who demands respect for you, literally, can get that much out of you, all right? It's true, that's been told to little brothers, for hours on end, all right? Now, when it comes down to it, right? When it truly hurls, it's the same reason why I'm going to tell you the story about why everything you do to me is the exact same reason as regular Ed, right? So, this is a story about a guy named D'Angelo in the nightclub, all right? So, D'Angelo used to go to Thorn, used to, hang out like Robert and the boys, all right? He had another, problem. His name was, I think, Leland, all right? So, what happened was I only count straightforwardly what happens in school. I don't care what the backstory is, but I know the truth, right? I know the majority of people are gang. I know they move their body that way. They have to be for a gang before they go to school, right? So I'm calculating. I'm like, so how much do you want to, count on this thing in school? They had to use the blue Jordan, and they had to use the move that was point after point, okay? Now, what I'm going to tell you is why I don't give a fuck, because what happened was I played in a stadium and people literally, including the big time bitch, literally knew that he was the same level as me, but how he went about it was different. So what I do is that he attacked his family. He used Morse code. So what I explained today, the fucking superpowers literally when it comes to, spiritual spells and socializing, right? Being popular feels, just that. It feels exactly how you think it is. The whole Cartoon Network, the whole Disney Channel, everybody love me literally for a fake fucking image, alright? That's the thing, they try to sweet talk me literally. Oh, you didn't want a fake image, you want something real? Literally, that's exactly why they're fake, and this video is going to end you tragically, alright? It's no matter how much you try to say, oh, I hide behind, my voice, I hide behind, big time. This is what's going to happen, okay? So D'Angelo was taking jokes out of jokes, literally with Liam and PE. Alright? And what ends up happening is a little African guy that was as scrawny as me, but not as nearly as handsome, alright? Was like, hey, teach me how to make a joke. Hey, do this, and that. Literally, what ends up happening was his mom was telling him that he was sexier than stars on the moon, right? So what happens is Ansel, backs up his story, 100%. What happened was I figured out that the man actually took YouTube tutorial videos, all right? Literally, he was actually faking to make it. Some of his moves were in the Deus Ex Machina like Sunny, all right? So what he would do is he would make a joke based off of Sugar Rush, right? But he was tall. You see, him and Liam are tall. The thing about black people, right, is that when black people, get strong, some of them, have, a Looney Tune, acting way of fighting and getting along with people, right? So what he did, right, was he backed up 100% like Ryan did when he was in high school. And what D'Angelo, did to him was specifically, play a game. Literally, there's this one thing the blood being like, don't analyze the situation. Don't. He literally said that in front of Liam, okay? He literally, in front of the little scrawny Christian dude, all right? So, what he did was he kept on making jokes. Silly. Then he tried to rape his family. Then he hid behind Morse code. His family got in his face. But on school, he kept one full story. Literally. So how you expect me to take that? Literally, you expect me to take the nice for a fucking little Christian dude? Or literally the whole fucking story at the nightclub? Is what happened at the dance. Literally was he mixed my pop and lock and literally with Black and Fire, where his tutorials, literally with the whole fucking story, literally it got the finger girl on stage. Alright? He was doing Barrett Tutson Randolph. Literally this and that. And that's when Hyphy first started. It all happened at Thornton. Okay? Same place as Hyverson, okay? Now, the truth of it, all right, is that literally he started moving his head. Literally, he started doing this and that. So after you do this and that, I don't disagree with you, okay? So what happened was, me having Asperger's for 1,000 times, I invited him in a nightclub, but he was one of the sickest people, all right? So that's why you don't fuck with me. You don't fuck with a visionary like Mootrix. No, not 24/7, okay? Now, the truth of the matter is, they want to tell a lot of the fact that he was on Cartoon Network, and I tried to allow it to happen, because when the whole story happened, Liam was moving his nose like that, okay? So